This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Welcome to the W, where elite athletes are redefining the game of basketball. From buzzer-beating shots, jaw-dropping defense, and logo threes, the WNBA delivers nonstop action and world-class talent every game. These athletes don't just play the game, they elevate it. The biggest stars, the brightest stage. AT&T WNBA All-Star 2025 comes to Indianapolis July 18th through 19th. Tune into the game July 19th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC.
This is Jana Kramer from Wind Down with Jana Kramer. When we were deciding on our appliances for the house, Samsung was at the top of our list. And I love my Samsung appliances, especially because they're so reliable. And with my busy schedule, having reliable appliances has been a game changer. It's no wonder Samsung is the #1 brand for customer satisfaction. That's why I'm excited to tell you all about Samsung's new line of smart appliances featuring their brand new bespoke AI laundry combo. This incredible magic machine washes and dries in one machine, one load, no transfers, no timers, no rewashing needed. New bespoke AI appliances. This is home living made simple. For more information, visit samsung.com/bespoke.
68-minute cycle based on 27-inch combos, based on using a super speed cycle only with a 10-pound DOE load, cotton 50% plus polyester 50%. Individual results may vary based on actual load content.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
And boom! Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, begins a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh boy! Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello.
Well, you live by the dog, you die by the dog.
Капризов.
You just have to draw your own conclusions, people.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Thank you, Guadalajara. Thank you, Oslo. Thank you, Tel Aviv. Thank you, Frankfurt. Thank you, Stockholm. Thank you, Havana. Thank you, Rio de Janeiro. Thank you, Transylvania.
We've never, made excuses or alibis, and we're damn sure not crybabies. Tampa Bay.
You find this funny, Mr. Groh? You're smiling. You find this humorous? No, they're not. Do you find this humorous, Mr. Groh? You're laughing and smiling. I'm just wondering if you do. You didn't answer my question, Mr. Groh. Do you find this humorous?
No, I find it in keeping with 4 years, sir.
At least you're not smiling and laughing now. Oh, I guess you're back at it again now.
Mark, they can't pitch. They can't hit. What is with? I mean, come on.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the North. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
It's taken 32 years for me to get an office here at KFAN, iHeartMedia. It's not the first office I've ever had. The very first office I ever had, it really wasn't my office. I thought it was my office until the owner of the radio station said it wasn't my office. What happened was I got hired at KXLV in Cambridge, which is now Love 105. If you ever dial up 105 I think it's 105.1, 105.3, 105.5, or maybe it's 105.3, 105.5, 105.7. It just depends upon which part of the metro area you are in to get that signal. But at the time, I think it was 105.5, I believe, in Cambridge. And it was just a little old local radio station. And I was fired the first time. Here's what I'll tell you about Coles. We never quit. We just get terminated. But that's a whole other story in itself. So my second stint there, I was a disc jockey. Then new ownership took over. The late Todd Garamella bought the radio station from some consortium of stations that were based out of Baldwin, Wisconsin. They bought it from the original owner, a guy named Stu Dahl. And Garamella needed a news guy, and that's what I loved doing. So I was the news guy. He liked what I did so much, he made me the operations manager. It was the coolest thing ever. He goes, "How much money do you need to be operations manager?" I didn't know what to say. And I just blurted out, "Well, I got to have." This is back in 1990. Must be 1990. 1990. And I said, "I got to have $1,800 a month." He said, "Okay." And that was more money than I'd ever made. The most money I'd made up until that point was $1,200 a month. And I was thinking to myself, well, this is the greatest thing ever. $1,800 a month. And I'm now the operations manager / news director. And his whole idea for a radio station, he wanted to do that WCCO kind of a format. Right. Sure. And that's what you want in small towns. You know, you want those friendly guys on the radio doing local sports and local news. And
traffic, weather.
Yeah, and recipes and, Tradio, where people call in. Yeah, selling a refrigerator or a freezer, one of those chest ones. Yep, got a new one. It's a Frigidaire, and I'll sell for $125. And then you take their number down, and then somebody calls you later and says, "Yeah, I was listening to Tradio, and someone was selling a Frigidaire, a freezer, one of those chest stand-up. You know what I'm talking about, the chest ones, right? I think that's what they call them. And, you give the guy the phone number and boom, a business deal is created, right? And then you have the obituaries. We kind of do that here on the Fan. I do the Dark Star Memorial Hour on Fridays. And I'd already worked that format in Wyoming. All small markets do the WCCO, what CCO used to be back in the olden days, right? So, by the way, I replaced the morning guy / operations manager. Didn't know he was being replaced as an operations manager because I got hired as the operations manager while the current operations manager was on vacation. So he came back to sign the radio station on the air at 6 a.m. on Monday from his vacation, and there were these little computer printouts all over that said, effective immediately, Dan Cole is now the operations manager of the radio station. And he answers to no one but me, something like that. So poor Mark Winter comes in and goes, "What's this all about?" And then I think Winter either quit or got fired. Who knows what happened? But so now I'm operations manager. And I'm going, I need an office. Okay. So there was a vacant office upstairs on the main level. The radio station was inside an old house. It's what a lot of those small town radio stations are. So they had the upstairs, the downstairs, and they had bathrooms. So one of the, must have been a bedroom or something, was an office. So it was just used as a storage room. So I cleaned it all up, took the stuff out, moved it around, and, it took me about a couple of days to do it. And finally, I get it all done. I settle in, I sit at my desk, and all of a sudden, Garamella comes and goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'll just get myself an office." He said, "I have plans for this. You don't get an office." So he let me go through all that work. And then said I didn't have an office. So then, you'll like this. You know me, I like to turn everything into a bit. So I took 4 empty toilet paper tubes and used those as legs, and I took the top of a Titleist golf ball box, and I glued the toilet paper tubes inside the box, so there was like a table, right? Can you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I set it downstairs where all the discs, where the studio was, and the production room and the newsroom, and I would sit behind it on my, like campfire style, like this, and I go, "There's my desk." Everybody loved that. I was pouting a little bit too. I was like, "Why didn't I have a desk?" That was the place where I got myself. And that wasn't actually the first office I ever. The first office I ever had was in Kemmer, Wyoming, when I became a program director. That was also where I lived. Because I finally put 2 and 2 together, and I said, "Why do I pay almost half of my salary to live in a house or an apartment when I can just, the general manager, Jimmy Ray Carroll, just let me sleep on the floor?" So I just got a thin piece of foam padding and a sleeping bag, and I just slept in my office and saved all that money. So I literally, how they say coaches, they'll the Dick Vermeils of the world, they live in their office, they just sleep there. That's how dedicated I was to the radio station. Well, it really wasn't. It was just a way to save money. So that was the first office I ever had, and then I had the one in Cambridge, but I didn't really have an office. I had it for a day, and then it was taken away from me. And now I have an office again. Have you come by to visit me at my office?
I have not made my way over there yet.
I thought you might want to come over there. I have a sign-up, free show sign-up in case you want free show. Because no one signed up yet. There's the 11:30 slot.
Oh, you need an appointment.
Yeah. Well, the 11:30 slot, the 11:45 slot, then the 3 o'clock slot, 3:15. And how about this? I'm willing to stay to 3-4 because the free show is like 10 or 15 minutes. So if you sign up for the 3:30, I'll probably leave about 3:45. So I'm actually staying late, and I'm providing free show. And I'm assuming all the salespeople that are over on that other side of the building now will be going, "There's something different about being over here. It's quieter, and I don't know what it is. I can't." And they'll go, "Well, I miss Common." And then they'll come over to my office and they'll see the free show sign up.
Huh?
And I think people know why it's called free show, because the station doesn't pay me. They pay me for what I do between noon and 3. So when I provide entertainment and some camaraderie and some inspiration and pump people up here at the workplace, I'm doing that out of the goodness of my heart. I'm doing it for the team. I'm a team player. I'm like a captain. And so I do that for free. The station doesn't pay me for that. Don't pay me a red cent. I've said I don't know where I am in my career. I think I'm at the middle of the end, right? Because there's the beginning of the end, the middle of the end of the end. And then there has to be the beginning of the beginning of the end, the middle of the end, and the end of the. But when they do decide they no longer need my services, I would like to just be like a contract or be like a at-will employee or whatever, where I just like, how about if I just bounce around and pump people up?
Motivational speaker
motivation, almost, yeah. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And I can just go to each sales cube when they come in at, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, except on walk-in Wednesdays. And they come in, and then I go by each cube and make them laugh, tell them a few bad jokes. You know what the worst part about shopping at Victoria's Secret is? And then sales guy will go, "What's that?" I go, "They won't let you try anything on." And then they'll laugh and they'll be excited.
You're a morale booster.
Instead of draining morale, I'm boosting morale. And it was all because I now have an office. All of this happened because, and that's all they had to do 32 years ago was give me an office. And they would have had a happier, more productive, more inspirational, more motivational type of employee had they given me that office. Well, I moved stuff in already.
I've seen immediate results from you.
You could see.
Yeah, I can just tell on the air. The vibe's different.
The vibe is different. You can sense there's sort of an electricity in the air. I just think it's working wonders, is I really think what it is. I asked Emily if we had a trade out with a framing company, so I'd like to frame some of my keepsakes. Like I have a couple of covers of Woodbury magazine. My favorite is Common Man Unmasked. They took my mask off, Tennessee. I've been featured in it not once but twice. I'd like to get that frame. Then I have all sorts of City Pedro's awards, and I'd like to get those framed. She said she doesn't think we have a trade with a framing company. Because those should be...
Well, let's get one then.
Well, I think we should. I mean, look, you go to Swedberg's office, what does he have? Gold records everywhere. He's blowing his own horn. His office is a shrine to him. Look at what I've done here. Look what I've done there. He's got magazine photos framed and on the wall. Why don't I have those?
I would go down to the sales area right now, boost their morale, tell them we need to get a framing deal done, and then with the way you boosted their morale, they'll have it done by the end of the day.
I think you're absolutely right. You're either on to something or you're on something. So let's get it pumped up around here. Peek at the purple. Controversial Vikings news on the other side of the break. Well, right now, Tennessee has what we refer to as a keyword.
Yeah, the Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with their national cash contest. Enter the keyword pay at KFAN.com now for your shot at winning. That keyword is pay. Enter now at KFAN.com.
Welcome to the W, where elite athletes are redefining the game of basketball. From buzzer-beating shots, jaw-dropping defense, and logo threes, the WNBA delivers nonstop action and world-class talent every game. These athletes don't just play the game, they elevate it. The biggest stars, the brightest stage. AT&T WNBA All-Star 2025 comes to Indianapolis July 18th through 19th. Tune into the game July 19th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/iHeart. That's greenlight.com/iHeart.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
This is Jana Kramer from Wind Down with Jana Kramer. I love my Samsung appliances, especially because they're so reliable. And with my busy schedule, having reliable appliances has been a game changer. It's no wonder Samsung is the #1 brand for customer satisfaction. That's why I'm excited to tell you all about Samsung's new line of smart appliances featuring their brand new bespoke AI laundry combo. This incredible magic machine washes and dries in one machine, one load, no transfers, no timers, no re-washing needed. You just toss in your dirty clothes and they go from dirty to dry in as little as 68 minutes. It simplifies your entire laundry routine. Plus, you can remotely schedule cycles from your phone so you have fresh clothes ready when you are. New bespoke AI appliances. This is home living made simple. For more information, visit samsung.com/bespoke.
68-minute cycle based on 27-inch combos, based on using a super speed cycle only with a 10-pound DOE load, cotton 50% plus polyester 50%. Individual results may vary based on actual load content. SmartThings app available on Android and iOS devices. Wi-Fi connection and Samsung account required.
The biggest muscle car party of the year is coming to the Minnesota State Fairgrounds July 18th through the 20th. The Street Machine Nationals. Enter now for your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets at KFAN.com keyword contest.
During the break, the phone rang, and I immediately thought that might be the phone call that I've been waiting for all my life. I'm going to get a call that's going to change my life. I just don't know when the call's coming, who it's coming from, and what it's about. I know that wasn't the call that's changing my life, other than now my checking account is going to be under $64,000, even more.
Yeah.
Repairman, $378 for the repair. $378. No! He had to get my approval first before doing the work, so I approved it. So it's a turlet issue. If it ain't one thing, it's another, right, Teneby? That's how it always works. I got a text message. Can you see where the 906 area code is from?
906?
906. Someone's listening from the 906, or they live here and they were from the 906 area code.
Ooh, up in the UP, Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Upper Peninsula.
Marquette, Sault Ste. Marie.
So then I wonder, Teneby, does he actually... Does he live there and is listening, or does he live here, but his phone is through, that's his original. You keep your phone. All sorts of people have phone numbers that are from different parts of the country. But his text message says, they pay you for this? This was after the first segment. And, of course, I responded, how do you think I responded? And handsomely, I may add.
I always love that
They do pay me for this. I know it's a great country. It's a wonderful country is what it is. Affordable Electric also pays me for this. Time for Peek at the Purple, brought to you by Affordable Electric. Affordable Electric is local, family-owned. They're highly qualified, and they're very affordable as well. They provide everything from whole-house electrical safety inspections to 24-hour emergency electrical repairs, lightings, outlets, appliance work, rewiring for any room on your property. If it's electric, it's Affordable Electric. Teneby, I lost my button bar. You got the shock, the negatometer there for me? Because Affordable Electric is shockingly affordable. Maybe during the break you can bring that. I had it here momentarily, and boom, it's gone. You know me, I'm technologically inept.
You'll be able to figure it out.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, you've only done this 13, 14 times.
Oh, wait, you're right. I can. I hit button bar and it comes back up. That's all I have to do is hit read bar. Well, I'm always afraid if I click, you ever fear clicking a switch and then something just blows up? Or something bad goes wrong? Like, you weren't supposed to touch that. That's what I always fear. But I was able to handle that one. The Peek at the Purple, you sent me something. Teneby, I appreciate you're helping me do my homework. This one says, Gink. It's a post it's the Minnesota Vikings that actually, you sent me a link or a screenshot to a tweet they sent out from their social page. At Andrew Van Ginkel lands at 88 in this year's NFL Top 100. Oh my gosh. Number 88.
So we already got 2 in the top 100.
Yeah, we have 2 in the top 100.
Because they unveil it from 100 all the way down to 1. So
okay.
We're still early on in the unveiling.
Who is this doing this unveiling?
Because this is NFL.com.
The NFL.com. Because if you remember, one of the CBS guys, maybe it was Pete Prisco or somebody, put his top 100. And I think there were 2 Vikings, JJ and Darisaw.
Only 2, yeah.
And the Lions had 8. I mean, so, again, I don't know if one has more.
I believe more in the NFL.com one.
Well, I do too. I do too. But I don't know if one really has more. Is the word credence? Like Creedence Clearwater? Can you look up the word credence? CREDENCE. I'll use it in a sentence to see if I'm right. I don't know if one has more credence or credibility. Is credence the same as credibility, or is that wrong? Because then they could have called the band Credibility Clearwater Revival.
Credence. Belief as to the truth of something? Something giving a claim to belief or confidence?
Yeah, so I don't know if there's... so it's not one more than the... I don't know if there's any credence in this list. I mean, do I have any confidence in it? I don't know. I mean, everybody could tend to be... If you put together a top 100 and I put together a top 1... I don't know if I could name 100 players in the NFL. But if I could, mine would probably be dramatically different than yours, right? PAs would probably include about 45 Minnesota Vikings. If he put his top 100 together, might even include all 53. I just don't know how PA would put his together. He might even put some undrafted free agents who haven't even made the squad yet as in his top 100 Minnesota Vikings. Van Ginkel's a hell of a player. I must admit, Teneby, I'm always skeptical during free agency. Did we really get a guy that, how good can he really be, right? And Van Ginkel, and who was the other guy we got? Cashman? And
Grenard.
And Grenard. And all 3 of those guys were, I don't have statistics in front of me, but it seemed like their names got called a lot, and it seems like they made a lot of plays, individual and teamwork plays, and the team went 14-3. So I think those were 3 pretty good signings. And obviously with Gink being number 88 according to NFL.com, that's high praise. So it's nice to have.
He's got quite the knack for pick sixes for a guy who's, an edge rusher / outside linebacker.
Yeah. How many did he have? That's right. That's right. He did have a couple.
He had a couple, and then he still had. I still look back at the playoff game versus the Rams, and I get it. The Rams were the better team in that game, and the Vikings did not show up. But there was a moment there in the third quarter where that patented Stafford pass to the outside that Van Ginkel completely read. All he has to do is catch it. He's gone. It's a one possession game with momentum, and we never got to see how that played out.
Yes. I'd forgotten about that. You're right. I mean, that was, as you say, we don't know.
It was a big moment in the game.
But it was a big moment in the game. It absolutely was.
Ultimately, the better team won.
Yes, I think so. Someone said, just tuned in, what's the repair for? Some kind of a valve in my toilet is broke, is what he claims. Because the water constantly runs. I mean, it's not like where you can hear it all throughout the house. It's a very small leak, but it's been like that for years. I've probably, in extra water charges, I don't know, how much do you think a leak that goes for like 10 years? How much money
for 10 years?
How much money do you think that added to my water bill?
I don't know.
Hundreds? Hundreds of dollars? I don't know. Thousands? None? I don't know. Almost had the sound of sort of like a small animal urinating. Wouldn't be a big animal like an elephant. That'd be loud, right? But it was just like a little tiny, maybe even an insect. Just.
Is it just me, or is the insides of the toilets not changed at all?
They haven't changed.
I feel like
they've perfected
technology. They would have figured something else. It's a little bit more efficient, easier.
He's fixing the.
There's this big pink ball.
Yeah.
And that floats on the water, and there's some sort of
a
flapper thing.
Yeah, and he's replacing the flapper. He said it's basically, there's nothing left of it. Now, I know, this is what we talked about yesterday, about are there things you could do yourself? I could probably figure out how to change the flapper. I just don't want to. I'm not looking to be a plumber. I don't need a side job. I don't need another career. I'm fine flapping my gums rather than replacing flaps in the toilet. So...
you can just go to YouTube though, and
you can. No, you can. But I probably could have gone to YouTube and figured out how to fix the valve and got the parts for $62, $48. But then again, what if it's one of those things? I turn off the water, I turn it on, the bathroom floods. I mean, I just don't trust myself. Do you trust yourself to do things like that?
It's more so there's a good chance of something going wrong for like an hour or two, and you're just mad at the world for that. So just for your own mental health, it's a little easier just to throw money at the problem.
This text messenger says, toilet leak? Luckily, you're flush with cash. Genevieve, who sent that text
That would
message?
be Maury Amsterdam guy.
You are correct me, boy. It's highbrow comedy. Have you noticed a different Common Man kind of a program? More energy. I feel more authoritative because I have an office now. I might start calling the show The Office.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that. I wonder if they could set up the Neumann inside the office where I could just never have to leave the office.
There is a video of you in your office on the KFAN social channels right now.
Oh, there is.
People can check it out.
That must have been a hidden camera. I don't remember doing anything like that. You know what we call that, Tendall? We call it
digital.
We'll break. We'll come back.
We also have a new rapid fire 5 questions on KFAN's social channels right now with the Common Man. Yeah.
Are we doing more for social than probably any other show on the stage? That's what we do, and that's why I have an office. A peek at the purple brought to you by Affordable Electric. For all your electrical needs, affordable-electric.com. We'll be back with some more controversial Vikings news right here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Welcome to the W, where elite athletes are redefining the game of basketball. From buzzer-beating shots, jaw-dropping defense, and logo threes, the WNBA delivers nonstop action and world-class talent every game. These athletes don't just play the game, they elevate it. The biggest stars, the brightest stage. AT&T WNBA All-Star 2025 comes to Indianapolis July 18th through 19th. Tune into the game July 19th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
This is Jana Kramer from Wind Down with Jana Kramer. I love my Samsung appliances, especially because they're so reliable. And with my busy schedule, having reliable appliances has been a game changer. It's no wonder Samsung is the #1 brand for customer satisfaction. That's why I'm excited to tell you all about Samsung's new line of smart appliances featuring their brand new bespoke AI laundry combo. This incredible magic machine washes and dries in one machine, one load, no transfers, no timers, no re-washing needed. You just toss in your dirty clothes and they go from dirty to dry in as little as 68 minutes. It simplifies your entire laundry routine. Plus, you can remotely schedule cycles from your phone so you have fresh clothes ready when you are. New bespoke AI appliances. This is home living made simple. For more information, visit samsung.com/bespoke.
68-minute cycle based on 27-inch combos, based on using a super speed cycle only with a 10-pound DOE load, cotton 50% plus polyester 50%. Individual results may vary based on actual load content. SmartThings app available on Android and iOS devices. Wi-Fi connection and Samsung account required.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen, and it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available July 17th. Rated everyone 10 and up. Only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
It's kind of a mysterious sound. Is this called mysterious?
It's called clubbing.
Clubbing. All eyes on us.
Hey, it's game time, soccer fans. Join us in Michelob Ultra for the Ultimate Club World Cup viewing party Sunday, July 13th from noon to 2 at the local in downtown. Enter to win lots of great prizes, all while enjoying $4 Michelob Ultra pints and 5 for $25 neutral buckets. Don't miss out. We'll see you at the local on July 13th.
Controversial 12:15 to 12:30 segment, receiving all sorts of text messages courtesy of the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line 64686. Martin says toilet valve leak, easily under a $75 repair. I'm paying like $378. This one says changing a flapper takes 30 seconds. Even Sauce could do it. I don't believe that. There's no chance Sauce could do that. It's more than the flapper. It's the valve, too. He's the flapper. They're just doing it. I know the flapper's not difficult to do. I told you. I know I could figure it out. What I like is, here's what somebody sent a text message, and this makes sense. This is the way I look at it. He says, hold on. You're stimulating the economy. He said, you're not lazy. You're stimulating the economy. I am. I'm helping keep America strong. If I do it myself, said the little red hen, that guy might be out of work. Plumber guy, what's he going to do for a living? Right? So I don't mind doing it. Now, a couple of people did suggest, and this does leave me pause or cause for concern. This one says, hold on. There's so many coming in. They come so quickly. This one says, could buy a whole new toilet for $200. He could put it in for another $100. So I could add a brand new toilet for $300, and I'm getting a repair for $378, I think he said. So I Googled. I asked Grok, how much does a turlet cost? It says the total cost for a new turlet and installation typically ranges from $225 to $700. For $225, is it just a bucket and they cut a hole in the bottom of it? What the hell? If one's $225 to $700, is the 700 one heated, flushes itself, massages your buttocks? The toilet's price can vary from $100 to over $1,500 depending on the type and brand. Labor costs generally range from $150 to $450, but can be higher for complex installations or new builds. High-end models, $500 to $1,500. Smart toilets. Why does a toilet have to be smart? What does it do? Does it unplunge itself? Like if it gets plugged up, is it that smart? What's a smart toilet? I know they have smart TVs and smartphones.
We just had our bathroom remodel, our master bathroom within the last 6 months. And for the first time ever got one of those fancy toilets.
What's fancy about it?
Well, first off, it comes with a remote control.
Whoa, time out. The toilet has a remote control. Is it attached to you or the toilet?
So one, it's got a bidet.
A what?
A bidet.
What's a bidet?
Lovely day, Pied du Bay, Ude Kose, get a bidet.
Bidet sounds Australian. What's a... Good day, mate. Bidet, mate. What's a bidet?
It cleans you down there. So it sprays out water to clean that area.
To clean between your cheeks.
Yes, however you describe it, yeah.
You're making this up. This isn't a real thing.
Have you never done a bidet before?
Let me guess. Once you do a bidet, you never go back to a regular toilet.
It's hard.
So do you just hold it then? Like if you have to go at work, do you just say, I have to wait till I get home?
I don't. But, so it's got a bidet with a couple different settings. It also...
What do you mean a couple different settings? Like lukewarm water, hot water, cold water?
It is warm water. It has a bidet, and then it also will fan and dry it after you're done spraying. Also, something that you never realized you needed until you have it, the heated seat. It is so much nicer to sit on that thing.
Can you control? Is that climate controlled? Can you control the temperature of the seat? Lukewarm?
I don't know. It's just always warm. And it's great.
What did this turlet cost you? It sounds like you could have bought a car for the same price as the turlet.
You think this came out of my checking account?
Well, do you get to use it then?
Oh yeah, it's a master bathroom, yeah.
But if the money came out of your wife's checking account, if I'm your wife, I say you have to use the one down on the main level. Sorry. That's what I'd have done.
It's not exactly how it works in our house. But.
No. I just can't believe
it was a part of an overall bigger project, yeah.
Wow.
You should do it.
I don't... This one says, Common should have hired Tennant to fix your leaky toilet. He knows all about leaks, being the captain of the Tennant Fitzgerald. Well, there's that. $200 at Home Depot from Kohler. Everything included, seals, rings, etc. Why did I do that then? Why didn't somebody tell me this?
Your plumber should have told you. Because we had that happen in our first level bathroom before. Where the plumber's like, yeah, it could cost this much, but I can just go get you a new toilet for less. So he went and got a new toilet for us.
Started by now. Why did I answer that call? That's the call I've been waiting for my entire life, and it was to cost me $370.
But if you're going to get the new toilet, then I would then spend some money and upgrade. I'd go on the nicer side.
Bidet, what is it called?
Bidet.
Bidet. It's spelled B-I-D-E-T-S.
Bidets, yeah.
Bidets are the best. I was skeptical using one at first. Now can't believe I lived without it for so long. Highly recommend it.
Yes.
Didn't JG do an endorsement for like they were scented wipes for
the man parts?
Yeah. Well, for when you went to the bathroom.
The Napa parts?
From when you went to the bathroom, you were supposed to use them. I don't remember what the name is. He did that endorsement for a while. Anything for $1, right? The bidet is definitely worth it. Once you get that, you'll never go back. We're just in different bathroom camps. You're either in the bidet camp or you're not in the bidet camp. I don't know why. I don't need that kind of luxury in a toilet, do I?
I thought the same thing. And then once I had it, I'm like, I do need this.
Does it eliminate the need for toilet paper then?
Well, no, you're still wiping at the end, but it's...
At the end, okay.
Well, one, because it's a little damp back there, too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I guess. Dude wipes is what they were called. Remember when
Dude
JG
wipes.
was
Dude
doing
wipes. Or are those even flushable?
I don't even...
That's the thing. You're not supposed to flush all that stuff.
Dude wipes. I mean, look, if they would have asked me to endorse dude wipes, I would have said absolutely.
Sure.
I'd have said, dude, bro, I'm in. I wouldn't have hesitated.
Oh, our bidet expert has entered the studio. Why don't you go in the other studio, Zach? Okay. Microphone's a little better over there.
What do you mean, expert?
That's like his brand, is bidet.
Oh, come on.
Like he's known on the power trip as the bidet guy.
I prefer bidet aficionado, but...
You're a bidet aficionado, are you?
That's what Carol Levin called me, so...
Whoa. They did a TV special on you?
They did a TV whole segment on bidets, and they interviewed me as part of that, and it was Zach Halverson. Instead of like KFAN or whatever, it's a bidet aficionado. So, and I'm proud of that. I like to spread the good news about bidets. It's a wonderful thing, and more people should have it.
How did you first come upon bidet?
My buddy Cole is a plumber, and he got one because obviously he can easily install it, whatever.
Oh, sure.
And I went over to his house, and we were hanging out. I gave it a go, and changed my life forever. And my mind was open. And
well, I asked him to be. I mean, he says it's changed his life as well.
Yeah.
And, so like if you have to go to the bathroom, like let's say you're at the game, you're watching the Wild, do you just hold it till you get home because you can't use?
If I can, yeah. I mean, I miss it when I travel. I look forward to it. It's one of the things I think of when I'm on my way home, that I will be able to be reunited with my bidet.
What about one of those, those sprayers that come out of your kitchen sink to rinse this? Could you just use something like that instead?
I'm not flexible enough,
right.
But I mean, I imagine. But this is a more concentrated stream.
Does it use straight toilet water? Does it come out of the toilet, or where does the water come from?
When you install it, basically the water the pipe that feeds the toilet, you get like a splitter essentially.
Oh, okay.
And it splits, so it's water that goes to your sink or water that goes to fill your toilet.
It's not in the toilet first then goes through there. No, it's coming from the wall first.
It's clean water. Now there are some people who are the fancy ones that actually have it. They can get the heated water as well, so you can have a little bit of. I don't have the fancy.
Okay. We got the fancy
version,
one,
but the fancy version is nice. Yeah,
is it like?
It's also got a self cleaner for the toilet.
Unbelievable! Welcome to 2025.
Is it like? Can you get it like, hey, Culligan man? Can you get soft water out of the bidet too if you want?
You can put whatever water you want in there. It is. Again, it's.
How about sparkling water, mineral water?
I mean, that could.
Salt water.
That's not, the sparkling water idea. There might be something there.
So you had one installed at your place?
My buddy Cole, I ended up coming over because you can do it yourself in most cases.
You can get a cheap one that you just attach to your current toilet.
Correct, and that's
what we had first.
I had to get professional because the pipe that went from my toilet to my wall was measured, specifically for that. So I had to get a whole new thing, but. It was a very easy install after that, and It's awesome, and it is awesome. It makes sense too.
This isn't real. You guys are just recording this and pretending to get me going and try to. There's no such thing as what you're talking about.
No, of course not. I mean, it's the example I use too is like if there was excrement on a counter or at the floor, okay,
human excrement,
whatever, any kind of excrement.
Could you get one? Could you get one installed in a litter box for your cat?
I mean, I don't.
Actually, I would love to have one for my dog.
It probably would be nice for dogs if we can.
That's why if there was a way to clean them.
Well, that's why I don't have a dog, because I don't want him, relieving himself and then laying on my carpet. Oh my God!
No,
right, gross. But if he did, you wouldn't go in there with just regular old toilet paper and wipe it up dry. You'd use water. You'd use a water-based solution. And this is a water-based solution for a place that desperately needs it. And the fact is, it's a wonderful tool. We're in the future. It's 2025. It's time for more and more people to accept bidets into their lives.
Well, and you can get just a basic one that
correct.
You can install yourself.
Yes,
I know, but the one we have now is already installed in the toilet.
Sure.
But you can just get your normal toilet right now. You can. What is it? $60-$70, Zach?
Not even. I mean, there's
you can
good
install
ones
yourself.
for $50. There's all sorts of brands. Dude Wiper 1000 is the one I got, but Tushy's out there. You just go right into the toilet. I actually got a Rube gifted me a portable one. I haven't used it yet. I don't know how to use it.
Portable one? Will you bring it with you to work?
Well, it would be like for travel. I've not used it yet, but it supposedly works really well.
I want to know how that works.
This is real.
It's a handheld thing.
I just Googled it, and there they are.
Yeah.
They look like those garbage cans where you put your foot on the little thing on the floor? That's what it looks for.
It opens up.
But they're great. They're great. You'll never feel more clean back there. And like I said, you'll miss it. You'll miss it when you don't have it.
Well, based on this segment, this is the number 2 show on the radio station. I don't think there's any question about that.
The segment's gone in the toilet.
Yeah, trust me.
Well.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Doesn't sound like we've sold you on this.
Well, no, I'm sort of stunned by it.
I mean, you're a pretty clean guy. You come in here, you clean everything up here.
I do.
This is your next step in your clean
I feel
adventure.
like I'm pretty good at, cleaning myself up after using the bathroom. I don't really have a problem
and
with
Zach, next step up for you is heated toilet seat.
I can't wait. I mean, that's something when I'm older and ready for a more permanent spot. Of course, we'll go. I mean, they're the real elite toilets nowadays. They got the apps now. You can, they got lights down there. They got all sorts of spray speeds and temperatures. It's amazing. It's amazing what they can do. But you can do it very cheap and very easy. And I highly recommend it. Go out there, get one today. Please.
Do you you should be doing an endorsement for this.
I have tried desperately. There are so many direct messages and back and forth.
Have you?
They don't need help selling them. That's the problem. Yeah, they're also successful.
Yeah, because the word of mouth is getting around.
Well, you don't have to tell people about Budweiser, and they're still advertising. So I don't believe that. You should be a spokesperson for this.
I would love to, and if there's anybody out there that has that power to do so,
call this radio station or the Radio Advertising Bureau, because radio is red hot.
Bidet influencer.
That's all I want to do. It's just I want to get it out. I want every toilet. I want a universal bidet system out there. Everybody a toilet.
So you
and
actually
a bidet
look
for everybody.
forward to going to the bathroom. So I can't wait to go to the bathroom.
Yes, of course. Why not? It takes you, cuts down on time. You get done with your business. You hit a couple of sprays. You dry up and you're out of there. It's great.
How about just a garden hose?
Again, doesn't give you the proper water pressure.
You also don't waste as much toilet paper.
Correct. That's another thing.
You're saving on your toilet paper.
But you're using more water.
Well,
what do we have more of, water or trees? Probably trees, right? No, probably have more water than trees.
I would think so. The trees need water.
Both, yeah.
Can you ask Grok when we're going to run out of water on this planet? There has to be a date, at least an estimate, right?
Well, we got.
We'll eventually run out of water, right?
It falls from the sky, doesn't it?
Well, I guess. Seems like it'd eventually run out of water.
And, that's a proper use of it, It's a good use of it. Maybe we have saltwater bidets sometime in the future. Plenty of that there. Maybe that helps it clean better. I don't know.
Grok says Earth's water is finite, but cycles through the hydraulic system, so we won't run out in a literal sense. About 71% of the planet's surface is water, with 97% in oceans and 3% freshwater, mostly locked in glaciers, blah, blah, blah. The issue isn't total water, but accessible, usable freshwater.
Okay.
Current estimates suggest global freshwater demand could exceed supply by 40% by 2030 due to population growth, agriculture, industry, and climate change. Some regions, like parts of Africa, Middle East, South Asia, already face severe water scarcity. With 2.3 billion people living in water-stressed areas as of 2023, by 2050, that could rise to 4 to 5 billion if trends continue.
So with all that going on, you guys are just bideting your butts every day. Well, I hope you're happy that you're wasting water bideting your
We're saving
butts.
trees.
Yeah. Saving trees.
And saving my rear.
And, making it a cleaner place.
Probably helps in chafing.
Oh, it does. It does, man. I'm not even kidding. In fact, but I will say it makes it worse when you are away from the bidet for a longer period of time, because day 2 or 3 things aren't used to that.
Gets a little rough.
Yes, gets a little.
You could get they call it a colostomy bag. Is that what it is? You could just get one of those and take that on the road with you.
Yeah, it seems like we're maybe overcorrecting there a bit, but it would make going to the bathroom, I guess, a little bit easier.
Okay.
Did we convince you?
Well, I just wasted $378 to put a valve and a flapper in mine. I could have bought a whole new toilet. I could have bought a bidet toilet.
Oh, you should have. You still should. Have your own throne.
$4.99 at Home Depot. $7.49 for a auto open close lid.
Ooh.
Get that at Walmart. Kohler's got one for $5.26. What a waste of money. Why did I do that? Well, that's like with a washer repair. You buy a washer for, depending upon how much you spend, you can spend anywhere from $500 to $1,500, right? So let's say you spend $800 on a washer. When it's going to cost $350 to fix it, aren't you just better just doubling it and go and buying another washing machine? Why did I let this guy fix my turlet?
It's a scam.
What a waste of money.
Yeah.
I could have bought I should have said, why didn't I say, because I had to ask him twice how much it cost, because I thought I heard him wrong. I thought he said like $3.78, and he said $378. And then I still don't have a bidet.
Yeah, they don't walk in your house for anything under $200.
No.
Those plumbers and electricians.
I told my buddy Cole to just have like those cheaper bidets in his plumbing van.
Yeah.
And just upsell everybody.
Sure.
When he's there, hey, I can put this in and change your life forever. I don't know if he took that advice.
They are not new. Y'all are confusing them. They've been available and around for a long time. Well, they may have, but
we weren't saying they're new.
Yeah,
we weren't saying that.
I've never heard of it before.
They're newer to this market. I know they were bigger in other countries, but in America, that people are finally catching on. Far too late, but finally hearing the good news.
Wow. All right. Thanks for the information. And
anytime.
If there's a salesperson out there, I think they ought to get you a endorsement for that. I would keep it just audio rather than a visual endorsement. I don't think we need to see that.
Not a lot of digital content there,
right.
But, Well,
very good. All right. Well, thanks for the info. Helvey helping us out here. Toilet talk. Taking your calls. Okay. I'm just so mad I approved my wife's going to... But my wife would have done the same thing, I think. Why didn't I think of just buying a whole new toilet?
You still can't? It's past that time?
Well, he called a half hour ago and I okayed the repair. I'm sure he's doing it. Said he had everything right there. Okay. Well, on that note, that hour ends on a sour note for me.
Which bathroom is that for that's being repaired?
It's for the boys' bathroom.
Yeah. All right. So in the master, you need to get the bidet.
I don't know. I'll have to mull it over. We'll take a break. We'll come back. 534, top of the hour. What you got, Tim?
Yeah, Cousins had some controversial comments.
Welcome to the W, where elite athletes are redefining the game of basketball. From buzzer-beating shots, jaw-dropping defense, and logo threes, the WNBA delivers nonstop action and world-class talent every game. These athletes don't just play the game, they elevate it. The biggest stars, the brightest stage. AT&T WNBA All-Star 2025 comes to Indianapolis July 18th through 19th. Tune into the game July 19th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC.
This is Jana Kramer from Wind Down with Jana Kramer. When we were deciding on our appliances for the house, Samsung was at the top of our list. And I love my Samsung appliances, especially because they're so reliable. And with my busy schedule, having reliable appliances has been a game changer. It's no wonder Samsung is the #1 brand for customer satisfaction. That's why I'm excited to tell you all about Samsung's new line of smart appliances featuring their brand new bespoke AI laundry combo. This incredible magic machine washes and dries in one machine, one load, no transfers, no timers, no rewashing needed. New bespoke AI appliances. This is home living made simple. For more information, visit samsung.com/bespoke.
68-minute cycle based on 27-inch combos, based on using a super speed cycle only with a 10-pound DOE load, cotton 50% plus polyester 50%. Individual results may vary based on actual load content.
A treasure trove of bananas has been stolen, and it's up to Donkey Kong and his buddy Pauline to get them back. This unlikely duo is going on a world-smashing adventure, using DK's destructive abilities to explore an underground world, and the power of Pauline singing to activate wild transformations. Donkey Kong Bonanza, available July 17th. Rated everyone 10 and up. Only on Nintendo Switch 2. Game and system sold separately.
Saks Off 5th, up to 70% off every day. Summer is officially here. Time to dress like it. From breezy linen and floral dresses to chic sandals and beach-ready swim. Saks Off 5th has the designer styles you'll live in all season long. Plus, shop new arrivals every week. You'll find Alice & Olivia, Valentino Garavani, Versace, Stuart Weitzman, and more. Head to SaksOff5th.com or a Saks Off 5th store near you for up to 70% off every day.